Okay, this last episode of Legion was interesting. I can't say that I didn't enjoy it, but it definitely wasn't my favorite. I mean, endings usually aren't unless they have me in this big ball of emotion. This ending was I'm kind of glad it ended as it did, in the fact that it was like a happy ending of sorts. I really want to know what happens next, like almost like a fast forward from where it ended. Like, I even sat at the end of the credits on TV waiting for something to happen. But no, just clever producers press button to start again. Thank you for that. So, I mean, I kept this theory in my head that it was going to start from the beginning, and I was semi-right in the fact that it does kind of go back to the beginning. However, it does not play out as it should. It does not go in one big giant circle, one big giant cycle. It just comes back to him as a baby, and the last words of the entire show are, "David, be a good boy." And they come from Sid, and I still don't like Sid. So, anyway. So to jump back to the very beginning of the episode, I didn't like the font choice. Not much I can do about that. I expected something a little bit more flourish and exciting, as Legion shows. Something more maybe block text versus typewriter text, describing the beginning is the end, this is the beginning, this is the end, yada, yada, yada. So it kind of set the tone for the whole episode, which was, all fine and dandy. The fact that we got to see a little bit more of Switch was kind of fun, and that we could see both Farouks together in the same room, David and Charles essentially breaking the timeline, but in the same room together, and more of David's mom. So we got to see a little bit more of these characters interact with one another. I had this thought when it first started at the first commercial break, which I had recorded it and then I deleted it because, let's just talk in one big giant thing versus clip, that I had this thought that, okay, first commercial break, past Amal Farouk is overtaken by David, present David, future David, I suppose in this sense, and he piled himself on top of David, and then it went commercial break. Or David went on top of Amal Farouk and on a commercial break. And I had this thought that Amal Farouk is gonna, break him apart and essentially kill David, and then future Amal Farouk is going to Charles is going to kill Amal Farouk, and then it's going to just cycle in like that. Like, okay, well, this still happens anyway. Well, I was clearly wrong. And the fact that David is a very, very angry boy. This is a very, very interesting plot point throughout the entire series. I don't think there's much about the angry boy in season 2, and you don't really see much of angry boy aside from the angry boy as Legion in season 3, but it's kind of funny how all that kind of pieces together. Anyway, I'm happy it ended as it did, and I know I said that before, but the fact that future Amal Farouk is like, here, check this out, and he puts like his glasses on past present Farouk, and then he takes them off after he has all these like scenes. And he's crying, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, that was not my intention." It's like, what was your intention then? You were gonna mess with David because you want a son, like a real son, or some kind of son. Like, what the heck, man? So, I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. So Switch, her storyline went from like, okay, we have this character doing stuff, and then all of a sudden, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, like, she gets to see her father father. And anyone who told me from the beginning, like, oh, this TV thing, like, what's going on with that? It's like, oh, all of us were wrong. All of us were wrong. He's clearly in some kind of astral plane, except it's not an astral plane because he's a time traveler, and it is not considered an astral plane, but he's not considered her real father, just like father and daughter, like these characters. So maybe some more background on that would be kind of cool. But it was kind of like a what moment when he wakes her up, when Switch's father wakes her up and says, hey, daughter, you now got rid of all of your baby teeth. Dude, isn't she like a teenager? She's not supposed to have any more baby teeth left. But he's like, oh, now you have wisdom teeth. It's like, okay, hold on. Not all those teeth are supposed to be wisdom teeth. They're supposed to be just like the back ones. But who am I to tell about biology? Is that biology? I don't know, science stuff? I don't know. So that was kind of interesting. And then she's like, oh, wait, I have to do something before you take me into this realm of existence and show me everything. So she goes to like present day, past day, I suppose, and is like, Sydney Barrett, Christine, whatever the mother's name, I don't even remember what it was, and David, hey, guess what? Your lives will change. Okay, there's someone else in the room too. You forgot about the Carries, and girl Carrie is clearly aging all of a sudden, and what's up with that? I did have to laugh though that Sid comes over and it's like, hey, you look different. It's like, yeah, I feel sophisticated. And she's like, no, I would go with wise. It's like, oh, you see where those mindsets are here. And then it kind of, it showed a little bit of Guy Carey kind of standing off to the side. I'm not entirely positive it wasn't actually happening. It might have been all in her head because how those conversations go when they're together in one person. But they show a little bit kind of the past and like they cycled that. So that was kind of nice. The Vermillion had no reason whatsoever aside from being this strange character that talks funny. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. The fact that everybody else seemed to die. Also, Potatomy is still a machine in the spaceship because I don't think the spaceship blew up. They just killed everybody on the ship. But he went into hibernation mode with the Vermillion, so they're still in the spaceship. Although the past changed, so that won't happen at all. Lenny is no more, which makes me super sad. And it's just, I don't know. They didn't leave it on a cliffhanger, but I wanted to see it almost come to present day. Like, not in the fact that, like, oh, you have, like, bear with me on this thought here, but that you almost, okay, you see baby David and then you have the credits, okay, that's how we end. And then after the credits, of course, you have David as like adult David and Amal Farouk, who are now friends. Not taking over the world, but just having like tea. Just chilling having tea. Or beer, or whatever was in that like thing that future Amal and Charles were drinking. Beer? I don't even know. That would have been kind of funny. Because then it's like, oh, okay, so what he said actually took place. The fact that it just ended on be good, and then you have baby, and then you have credits. I wanted more. I really did. I'm really over the singing. I like that they filled in, I'm guessing, I don't know, I'm not sure what the producers, I'm not going to have like an interview with them, so what do I know, but I wanted to say that like, oh, okay, here's our thing. Oh, what if we add music here? Oh, look, we've just added like 20 minutes of the show because we added music. We added a music scene. I could have really done without it because there was no purpose to it. It wasn't during a fight. It was David coming to realization that he can beat Farouk in his straitjacket, which is funny because when he burst open and past Amal Farouk fell to the floor and he's all curled up. It's like, oh, that's exactly how I felt after the music scene. Curled up on the floor, kill me now. So anyway, I'm sad that it's over. I'm gonna keep cosplaying as Lenny. I'm gonna have to get together a third season version of her, because second season version of her was really boring in prison outfit. But I have all sorts of season 1 going on. You can check out my Facebook cosplay page up with the link in the description, and you can comment, not comment, whatever you want. Just be nice. So, until the next review of the next thing that I phase in and out of, that's all I got.